in the first half. It'll be Jordan Thompson, the man to fetch the ball forward, wrapped up just 10 metres away from his own line. Collins in there at dummy half, and it looked like Ethan Bickerdike, and he's going to be pushed back 2 or 3 metres, Bickerdike, by the Swinton defence, and we certainly aren't going to miss them this afternoon in their luminous orange shirts. Jake Pearson will be looking to be the man to fetch it forward, and he's still only made it to around about 11 or 12 metres, making more yards horizontally than vertically or Whitehaven at the moment. Kellett now looking to fetch it forward, and he's going to be put down. Still short of the 20 metre line here at Whitehaven. Swinton's defence on top in the early stages. Jordan Thompson once more, and he'll get down onto his back. 5 and last, and Whitehaven only just over their own 20 metre line. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online goes left from Collins into the hands of Tyron, and Tyron gets the kick long, and it's going to be collected by the Swinton fullback Louis Roberts. Roberts will fetch the ball forward. Looks like he did have a little bit of sun in his eyes, but the Whitehaven defence meeting him right there. McQuinston and Collins involved.
Yeah, I was just talking again about Louis Roberts talking with Paul there from before. He just says he's a good footballer. He's a tough kid, and he's safe with it. But as I say, the way to kick it is in that corner. That's where the sun's shining.
Swinton looking to fetch the ball forward. I think it'd be Bobby Shingler, I think, was the man looking to fetch it forward. No, it wasn't. It was Aaron Lynch. And Lynch is going to be put down just short of halfway. Thompson, Collins and Newbegin all involved in the tackle. Gone across a couple of pairs of hands. That's Bobby Shingler, the man who fetches it forward. Tries to hand off Rio McQuinston, and McQuinston done well to hold on to the tackle alongside Jack Kellett. Forward in there from dummy half. And you could tell that from here, but Roberts has got the ball. He's trying to get through the Whitehaven defence, and he's going to be the 5 and last, and the Lions are on the Whitehaven 30. Comes left now. Kick goes up in the air to Dan Abram. Going to be collected by Jordan Burns, but Burns is pretty much met by the Swinton defenders as soon as he's caught hold of the ball, and he's wrapped up less than 10 metres away from his own line. Mitchell Todd now looking to fetch it forward.
Yeah, two teams they're going at it from one another, just looking for that first mistake, what they can do, and obviously it's quite tight. I've been quite impressed with the line speed of Swinton first and foremost, but as I say, there's a long way to go.
Pearce now the man looking to fetch it forward for Whitehaven, around about 22-23 metres away from his own line, just to the right hand side of the post, and it's going to come off the hands of Connor Holliday. A little fumble there from Holliday as he just had to reach back for it. It's going to be the 5 and last, and still short of their own 30 here at Whitehaven, finding it tough in the early going. Newbigin's going to get the kick down the field. He's got it behind Ellis Anderson, and it just bounces very kindly and higher than you would expect in what is probably a soft pitch out there, but it means Swinton fetch it forward, and they're going to be starting this 32-33 metres away from their own line in centre field.
Yeah, they're just testing each other out, aren't they? I mean, obviously this is what you want. You want to get a few sets under your belt so you can get some kind of foundation for the game, and you can take it on from there, and that'll maybe stand you in good stead for the rest of the game.
Swinton looking to fetch it forward. Now, is that Dan Abram that looks to fetch it forward? It's been picked up and dragged back, of course, formerly of this parish, Dan Abram, who can forget them 2 moments against Warrington Town them few seasons ago when he conversions from the touchline to win both derby games in that season. Goes right now to Adam Sidlow, calls a forward from Tommy Porter in at hooker. It is the 5 and last, and they're on the Whitehaven 40 here. Swinton comes left into the hands of Rhys Breers. Breers gets it end over end. It's going to be a tester for Mitchell Todd. Takes it high. No, he takes it at the second attempt. There's Mitchell Todd, and if Swinton were putting a little bit more pressure on, potentially could have forced the error there, Pete.
Yeah, he did well there. Obviously, he's now a professional, so everything that he does, he's got to be more professional about it. It was just a double grab at that kick that went up there, but Rhys Breers will probably test him out again and see what he's like under the ball once more.
He took a similar one last week with no problem there, did Mitchell Todd, so just he'll be hoping for more of last week rather than this week he's showed so far. But Jake Pearce wrapped up pretty much straight away there. It wasn't the best ball from Kellett to Pearce, got him with pretty much the defence on top of him. Collins comes into the hands of Newbegin and now finds Connor Holliday, and Holliday will try and push off the defence, look for an offload, but there's going to be no one there in chocolate blue and gold to help him, and it's 5 and last, and still just only over their own 30. Whitehaven not making too many yards here. The kick from Newbegin higher, and it's going to be allowed to bounce, and bounces into the hands of Anderson. He's going to be met there by the Whitehaven defence. Weatherall is involved, Bickerdike's involved, as is Rio McQuinston, and he's going to be brought down 28 metres away from his own line, just under 5 minutes gone.
Yeah, Jack Newbegin, he's got a bit of oomph behind that kick from his, and the two guys from Swinton just letting that ball bounce, because obviously, you know, the pitch is nice and soft and they don't really have to take another go at it. But I think both teams are testing each other out and just looking for the first mistake.
Porter in at dummy half, and it's going to be Whitehaven that are penalised for offside, and they'll be a little bit upset with that, will Whitehaven, considering there's a couple of forward pass calls that haven't gone their way. But 5.5 minutes gone, first penalty of the afternoon, and it just allows Swinton to pin Whitehaven into what will be this left hand side corner and start potentially maybe more than 20 metres in. Let's have a quick look. So they're only it's only going to go sort of 15-16 metres is that kick, so they're going to start 34 metres away from the Whitehaven try line, attacking the Kells end in the first half. Lynch takes a tap, comes towards the middle with Breeze, and Breeze offers it up once and twice before going out the back to Abram, and it's hit the floor. I don't think it come off the hands of Kieran Tyra, so it's just waved away. Has no sort of issues with that. But the Swinton man's now dragged down on the Whitehaven 30. Porter in there at dummy half, comes left to Sidlaw. He's going to be a real experienced cog in Paul Wood's side this season, will Sidlaw. He's been brought down 20 metres out in at centre field. Porter in at dummy half, goes right into the hands of Abram, comes cross then into the hands of Mitch Cox, another experienced player out there for Swinton. 12 metres out now are the Lions. Comes towards the middle with Abram. Abram comes across and then comes into the hands now with Breers. Breers pumps for them once, then twice, now finds Gav Rodden, and Rodden's going to be brought down 8 metres out, so a couple of tackles left into the bank. Comes right towards the middle now with Shingler. Shingler tries to twist and turn out to the tackle, but he's not getting away from Jordan Thompson. Couple of others involved there as well. It is the 5 and last, going to come down the short side. Breeze puts the kick in, and it comes off the foot of Connor Holliday. Played at, it was played at by Connor Holliday, and it is a fresh set of 6. Yeah, that is the correct decision from referee Scott Michalowskis. Those behind us don't agree, and then it's then going to be a penalty. Jack Newbegging asking something from referee Scott Michalowskis. I'm not too sure what. We'll get the signal for what the penalty's for in just a moment. We haven't had it as of yet. And Sidlow is just going to elect to take the tap. Although he's been told to go back, so hands the ball off to Tommy Porter. Still haven't got a signal of what the penalty's for. Still haven't got one. Maybe a bit of dissent from Jack Newbegging, not 100% sure. But Sidlow's been put down onto his back, just to the left-hand side of the post. 7.5 minutes gone here at the recreation ground. Comes across to Breers, then comes across to Abram. Bickerdike was trying to pin Louis Roberts there, but he's escaped as Roberts, and then takes 2 or 3 defenders to fetch him down, the Swinton fullback. 5 metres out to the right-hand side of the post on this occasion. Coming back towards the middle, into the hands of Finlay Beardsworth. He's brought down, only a metre short. Collins and Thompson involved. Collins tries to get the charge down from the play of the ball. Keeps hold of the ball himself there as Breers, but he does get the offload away. Going to come left, pops it up into the hands of Lynch. Lynch is going to sidestep around Jordan Burns, and Swinton are over for their first 4-pointer of the season, their first 4-pointer under Paul Woods. It's Aaron Lynch, the man who sidestepped around Jordan Burns there, just into the 9th minute here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. It is Haven 0, Lions 4.
Yeah, well, I was a bit dismayed a little bit by Ethan Bickerdike. You know, if you're going to come out the line, you've got to come out the line, you've got to be 100% committed, and you've got to make sure that tackle is made. The ball was switched to the left hand side. You know, the Swinton guys just took it on the outside, and the inside cover just didn't come over. And obviously, you know, there's only Jordan Burns a bit with a left foot step, and away he went about 8 or 9 yards to the left of the stick. So, you know, first scores to Swinton there, but as I said, at this early part there, you know, Swinton seemed to be having most of the game. You know, it's down to Rhys Breers now just to slot another 2 over, but both teams are under 100% so far. But as I said, just them 2 frailing penalties that Whitehaven have given away that's cost them really.
Should be Rhys Breers to line up the conversion in case you missed it. Yes, he is the son of Lee, son of Super League legend, former St Helens, of course, made his name at Warrington, didn't he, Lee Breers? And now we're on the coaching staff at St Helens, and his son Rhys has tagged the extras on here at the recreation ground. 9.5 minutes on the clock. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. It's Haven 0, Lions 6, and Peter Whitehaven's found it tough coming out the yardage in the early stages.
They have, yeah. I mean, obviously, apart from the kicks from Jack Newbegin, that's you know, as I say, he's got a bit behind it, but apart from that, they're not making much yardage, you know, with the ball, and you know, they've kicked from inside their own half a couple of times.
Burns with the kick-off. A couple of players could have been called for offside on that left-hand side. It bounces and bounces and bounces into the hands of Adam Sidlow, who was on the try line. Pearce is there and Holiday's involved. Jordan Thompson's in there. Jack Newbegin was looking to get involved but hasn't able to. The three in Whitehaven colours have been able to fetch him down. Now looking to fetch this ball forward. Swinton in, looking to get the offload away. Ball hits the floor. It's going to be a fresh 36. It did come off the hand of a Whitehaven man. It did. They've been trying to get away there, but referee Scott Michalowskis using his touch judge, who said it come off the hand of a Whitehaven man, and it's a fresh set of 6, Peter.
Yeah, second tackle as well. You know, they're looking to promote that ball a bit too much, really, and I don't think Bourwood had been liking what they've done. I mean, this is probably the most important set of the game here. You've just scored, so you've just got to have to look after the ball.
Tommy Porter nearly through the middle there, catching the Whitehaven defenders, not there at marker. Goes right into the hands then of the loose forward Finlay Beardsworth, and the young man's going to be put down onto his front, just 3 or 4 metres short of halfway. Porter's in there at dummy half, comes across to the middle to Shingler, who'll take Swinton over the halfway line. Pearce involved in that tackle alongside Connor Holiday. It's the 4th tackle. 45 out from the Whitehaven try line, goes right to Abram, then goes across then to Mitch Cox. Cox is going to be picked up and put down legally, says referee Scott Michalowskis. Ethan Bickerdike involved in that tackle. It's the 5 and last. Abram with the spiral bomb. Jordan Burns is underneath it, takes it, looks safe as houses there to Jordan Burns, gets away from 1, gets away from 2 tackles. He isn't going to get away from the 3rd, and the Whitehaven captain's going to be wrapped up 12 metres out from his own try line.
Yeah, it was a difficult ball to take for Jordan there. As I said, with the oncoming Swinton attack coming at him, you know, he took it well to beat a couple of men and just get them back on the outside. But this is what all the Whitehaven fans will be wanting now. You know, it's a penalty that Swinton's gave away, and it's probably the only time that they're going to get in the Swinton half with some good ball.
Yeah, pin for offside at Swinton. You could hear the crowd behind us on the popular side as well being picked up, and how it affects Mike in terms of urging referee Scott Michalowskis to give the penalty. The kick to touch has gone 5 short of halfway, and it'll be Rio McQuinston looking to fetch it forward. He's going to be brought down a metre and a half. He's actually got himself on halfway by the time he plays the ball. Thompson now comes across to Jake Pearce, and not the pass that Jake Pearce would have wanted, standing still. He's going to be brought down just 5 over halfway. Collins in a dummy half, comes right to McQuinston, now finds Jordan Burns, and Burns will try and step the defence up, and Breers was involved in that tackle, as was Aaron Lynch. A couple of others there as well. Taylor in a dummy half, goes across to Newbegin's nearly through there. Apart from Gav Rodden, the experienced Gav Rodden coming in at the last second. Goes left into the hands of Tyler, pops it up to Jordan Thompson. Thompson pushes Sidlow away. 5 and last. Sort of 15 metres out here. Whitehaven, maybe a little bit more. Goes left into the hands of Tyra. Tyra looking for the kick towards the sticks. He slipped out as the Swinton fullback Louis Roberts. He's able to recover the ball, and then he's been taken down short of the 10 metre line, coming forward from his own post, Peter.
Yeah, it was the first good ball set that Whitehaven had, you know, and they finished off with a good kick, which isn't too bad from there, you know. But what you want the fullback to look away when the oncoming attack is coming at them, just so that it maybe makes a mistake. But what they've got to be doing now is not giving any penalties away, some soft ones, just to let them exit their own half.
13 and a half gone here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online. It's Haven 0, Swinton 6. Ball in the hands of Abram, who gets the ball across, and they'll look to fetch it forward, will the Lions. 32 metres out, it's Beardsworth, which will be the 5 and last here. Porter in there at dummy half, goes right into the hands of Rhys Breers. Breers will look to get it down end over end. It's going to be allowed to bounce. Bounces kindly into the hands of Jay Weatherall on his own 30 metre line. He'll fetch it forward, and going to start this set of Whitehaven 8 metres short of halfway on the first tackle. And it's going to be, tells him to get back and play it, and it's going to be a little bit of meeting of minds there between Jay Weatherall and one of the Swinton players. A hand is pushed up. Sidlow's now involved. Handbags at dawn, nothing more, nothing less. Of course, a punch these days will probably get you about an 18-month ban. So they're definitely not going to throw anything in there. And it's just a meeting of minds. Jay Weatherall was slightly unhappy with the sort of attention he was receiving, Peter. But to be fair to the Swinton man, he was the one that sort of stepped forward towards Jay Weatherall.
Yeah, just a bit of daftness there from Jay Weatherall. Obviously, I mean, I think the pack should show a bit more aggression than what they are doing. But as I say, you know, he shouldn't be doing that really. As it is, he's retrieved the ball and he's going to make some decent yards. But you know, as you say, you know, that there isn't a punch through now, so maybe a few words might have been crossed, but apart from that, that's all that's through with people.
Nothing more, nothing less from referee Scott Michalauskas, and it was Matt McGuckin that was stepping up towards Aaron to Jay Weatherall. There we go, game back underway. Bickerdike now looking to fetch it forward, and the Swinton defence come and meet him straight away. Whitehaven have actually lost a couple of metres following that tackle. Comes across now to Kellett. Kellett looks to get the pass away, bounces into the hands of Connor Holliday. Wasn't the best pass from Jack Kellett. Holliday pushed back, and Whitehaven still haven't found that many metres. What that'll now be, third tackle. Collins comes across the face of Jake Pearce, and Jordan Thompson collects just over halfway. Fourth tackle, and Whitehaven's only made about 10 metres in them four tackles. Comes right now into the hands of Jake Pearce, still screaming for offside at the grandstand to our right hand side here, as are the Whitehaven dugout down below us, but it's a 5 and last on the Swinton 40 into the hands of Newbegin. Newbegin gets the kick away, collected on the full by Weatherall. Weatherall gets it back inside, and it's going to be a knock on there by the Swinton man, so it's going to fall up here for Swinton. There was a little bit of a shout for a potential late challenge on Jack Newbegin from Sidlow. Didn't think there was an awful lot in it, but it is going to be scrummed down, head and feed to Whitehaven.
No, what it was, George, it was just good pressure. That's all it was. I mean, you can deem it maybe a late tackle, but it was good pressure from the Swinton guy, and there's a bit of blood here from the Swinton prop. I think it is just going to get him sorted out, but you know, it was a better set that from Whitehaven. You know, they look to promote the ball a little bit, but prior to that, Jack Kelly just put a bit of a poor pass in on second tackle, and really it could have went into the Swinton hands, but as I say, it didn't, and they got away with that one.
They certainly have. It'll be scrum down, head and feet to Whitehaven. First real opportunity in good ball area, sort of starting within the 30 metres of the Swinton Lions line. Just ticked over to around about the 17th minute gone here at the recreation ground. We'll look at a little bit of a stoppage for the blood coming from the player of the Swinton Lions man. Can't quite tell who it is from here, but the physio's out there giving him some treatment. So you sometimes normally get from the referee, they get a little bit impatient, or stick him out the back or take him off and get it sorted, and he's coming over now as referee Scott Michalauskas, so we'll just be waiting to see, can it be sorted in the next few seconds, which he says it can, and now it's Bobby Shingler who's receiving the treatment, and he's now referee Scott Michalauskas. That's it, you sort of get your head in the scrum.
Well, I think that referee is trying to look at it so that, you know, that they're not gaining an upper hand on something like that, but the referee that called him out to get him cleaned up.
Short for numbers on this side here. Swinton, as Jordan Burns come in, tries to get the offload, the hand off into the hands of Aaron Lynch. In fairness to Lynch, he stays involved and keeps a hold of Jordan Burns. Comes left now into the hands of Jake Pearce from Collins in there at dummy half, wrapped up by two Swinton Lions defenders, round about 17-18 metres out here, in line with the posts. Comes left to Jordan Thompson. Thompson's taken down 12 metres out to the left hand side of the post now, attacking the railway end here at the recreation ground. Collins comes right towards the middle, then comes across to Connor Holliday. The ball was out the back of Jordan Burns. I think there could have been an overlap on there if it went, but it didn't. Collins dives out of dummy half, goes left into the hands of Jordan Thompson, pulled down just short is Thompson. It's the 5 and last, a metre out, goes left into the hands of Tyra. Ball was over the top, but gets away into the hands now with Jordan Burns. Burns has gone a little kick over the top for himself and throws himself down to the ground. There is Jordan Burns claiming that he's been took out, but it's collected by the Swinton players and he's going to be wrapped up. Is Louis Roberts 10 metres away from his own line.
A bit of a poor kick there from Jordan. He seemed to kick from himself, and as I say, if you put a kick for yourself, it's only you that's going to chase it, but if you put a kick in for your teammates, I mean, it's going to be a bit better. You have more of a chance to maybe get a score.
Swinton man just sort of hit the deck there. Breeze is in at dummy half. Now we'll continue to fetch it forward. I think it could be Beardsworth, the man who's looking to fetch it forward there, and it is. Porter's in there at dummy half, looking to get the early kick, realising that Jay Weatherall wasn't back. There's not going to be any danger of it being a 40-20, but Burns collects it and finds Weatherall. Weatherall steps inside and it's going to be wrapped up around his own 40 metre line. There is Weatherall. Burns will dive in at dummy half, and it's now Ethan Bickerdike who's got back to try and help his side out here, and Bickerdike's going to be wrapped up, brought down on halfway. Burns still in at dummy half. 6 again call from referee Scott Michalauskas. Holding down too long in the tackle there were the Lions into the 19th minute. Still Haven 0, Swinton 6. Comes right now into the hands of Jack Kellett. Calls for a potential high shot there on Kellett, but Referee Scott Michalauskas not interested at all. Collins comes out now to Newbegging, finds Jordan Thompson, ball hits the floor. Wasn't expecting that. There was Jordan Thompson. Newbegging Kelly, and then was on the dummy run, and it's going to be a turnover ball. Swinton just continue playing it.
Yeah, that's the pressure that Swinton's been putting on Whitehaven. You know, as I said, Jack Kellett was found guilty again of putting the ball out there instead of looking after it. But you know, they've maybe got in there. It might be on their tip sheets. You don't know. But as I say, that they've got to be a bit more composed when they've got the ball.
Porter in at dummy half, comes right into the hands of Shingler, who then comes across to Beardsworth. Beardsworth takes it forward, wrapped down 2 metres short of the Whitehaven 40. In the Whitehaven half now, Porter goes forward, looks forward once more, and it is called forward on this occasion. It's a couple of times he's got away with it there as Tommy Porter. He hasn't done on that occasion, and it's now Kellett and Briers having a set 2. And you feel like Whitehaven just need to try and keep their heads here. Be interesting to see, because both heads did touch. Don't know if anyone sort of put their head forward. Be interesting to see what referee Scott Michalauskas is saying, and there's still players getting involved from all angles. Jordan Bernstein there trying to calm it down in his new role as the Whitehaven captain, just pushing his players away. As Chris Taylor's having a word there as well, the normally calm and experienced Chris Taylor.
Well, that'll spice things up for the next ball that's going to get took in from both sides. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of niggle. Obviously Jay Wetherill, he had a little bit there, and you know, Rhys Briers and Jack Kellett had to go at one another there. So I mean, give the referees due. He seems to have a bit of common sense about him, and he's just going to have a word with his linesman just to see that, you know, that really there was nothing. If there were two professional footballers and heads had met, they would have been on the floor by now.
Yeah, they'll have been needed hospital treatment.
Maybe about 15 rolls.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Touch was just having a word with referee Scott Michalauskas. Just waiting to see if anything's going to come from him. This Kieran Tyler has ball in hands. He's calling Kellett out first, and he's going to see. Oh, I hope it's not red. I can see he's got a yellow in his hand. I've seen red there as well.
It's just poor discipline if it is. I mean, obviously, they've goaded them into this.
Do we get it from one? Do we get it from the other? If anything, if it's going to be a penalty here, it is going to be in Swinton's favour, you'd imagine, because he's called Kellett out first, so that's normally the first offence. I'm just waiting to see now. He's calling. It'll be Rhys Briers he's calling out. And he's getting pulled all the way there as well. So that's.
He'll probably go as well. He'll probably go.
I don't even know what you'd call it. I mean, because if it was a headbutt, it'd have to go as a red. So I don't understand. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand what. Rhys Briers sees yellow as well. But if we are going to see a penalty here, and I'm not saying we're going to see a penalty here, you'd imagine it's going to go Swinton's way just because Kellett's being called out first. That's normally the way it works, Pete.
No, it baffles me in a way, but as I say, you know, if it had left them on, nothing would have been untoward. But as I say, he's been to just to probably take the heat out of the situation.
And it is going to be a penalty here to Swinton. Told you it was going to be a penalty to Swinton. Be interesting to see what the penalty's for, because while there was a set 2, I don't see an awful lot of what went wrong or what happened. Do you know what I mean? There was a get together, but like you say, it is going to be a penalty to Swinton. It'd be interesting to see what signal Mr. Michalauskas gives here. Still waiting for the signal. Still waiting for the signal. Still waiting for him to officially give the penalty, but. We don't get one. We don't get a. Well, I don't understand. We're going to have to try and take it out at the end of the game because, well, first of all, I need to know what they've been simbing for, but not 100% sure what sort of give there. But Swinton to look at fetching this ball forward.
As I said now, George, you know, you've got to keep your head now with obviously the temperature's gone up a little bit, so what they've got to be doing is being safe with this ball here and obviously with the defence.
Rodden will be the man to play the ball, and that's an incorrect play of the ball, surely, yeah. Didn't play it correctly there at all, did Gav Rodden. And Whitehaven are getting up for this one. Are they incorrectly getting up in the sort of wrong fashion? We'll soon wait and see, but it's certainly getting a little bit tasty out there. It's still Haven 0, Swinton 6, just over 20 minutes gone. And
that's what it does to players. You can lose your concentration, and the concentration should have been on the play of the ball. They were 10 yards out, and you know they were on tackle 2. So they've missed out on a shot from down there, but as I said, these will be tasty now, these tackles that's going in.
Mitchell Todd now the man to fetch it forward. Brad Brennan getting ready to come onto the field, as is Aaron Turnbull. Brennan replaces Jordan Thompson, as now Jordan Burns is the man to fetch his forward. Looking for the high tackle there was Burns. Collins in at dummy half, 32 metres out from his own line. Comes right. Oh, absolute murder ball. Murder ball there from Luke Collins. Initially went to go left and then initially looked to go left, then went right, and Jake Pierce just wasn't expecting it. Collins had fall for that one in my opinion, and now Swinton will have this ball.
I think he tackled him when he hit his shoulder with there, but a poor ball from Luke Collins from there.
Lions are now 10 metres out. Porter's in there at dummy half. It comes long into the hands of Abram. With the dummy does Dan Abram. And Brad Brennan's able to recover and get involved in the tackle. McQuinston and Peace involved as well, and that's enough for Anthony Murray. Josh Blinkhorn, the former England community, the Lion is getting ready to come on. He'll replace Luke Collins out there. But Swinton are knocking on the door here. They're less than a metre out. Porter comes right, throws it to Dan Abram and steps up there. There's Abram potentially. Oh, I think if he'd gone himself there, Dan Abram, he was over. But he put the kick through and Jay Weatherall got there and has kicked it dead. I think that was the poor choice and poor option there from Dan Abram. If he run himself, he was over. Just into the 23rd minute.
Yeah, you don't really, obviously we can't put into it what if he should have run with the ball or if he should have kicked it, but obviously that's the next best thing to get there and just keep the pressure back on Whitehaven from Swinton's part.
Abram collects the goal line dropout. Sidlaw he finds. Sidlaw's going to be taken down. He's 28 metres away from the Whitehaven line. Comes left into the hands now of Beardsworth. Pierce involved in that tackle. Who else is involved there as well? McQuinson, and it's lost in the tackle there from Finlay Beardsworth. Referee Swinton coach Paul Wood won't be happy with that. You mentioned in the early stages, Pete, both sides were running about 100%. I imagine that's dropped quite a bit in the last few sets.
Yeah, well, Swinton have, and obviously Whitehaven's last two sets they've dropped off. But as I say, that's maybe to do with the lack of concentration and obviously a lack of discipline and looking after the ball. But as I say, you've just got to keep a cool head in situations like this. I know it's hard, but as I say, you've got to be better than that.
Be scrummed down, head and feet to Whitehaven, just short of their own 20 metre line. Comes from the base of the scrum to Jordan Burns, and then finds Ethan Bickerdike. Could be Jake Pierce and Luke Collins, the men to leave the field. They're replaced by Turnbull and Josh Blinkhorn. Jay Weatherall now looking to fetch it forward, coming in off the wing to try and help his side out. McQuinston's going to dive in at dummy half. No, Blinkhorn's able to get there as he's introduced to the field. Penalty to Whitehaven, a much relieving penalty which will allow them to get up to the field. Swinton pinned for offside once more, Pete.
Yeah, again, both teams from the time we went through that little skirmish from there, both teams have seemed to have lost the concentration, as I was saying. So, what they've got to be doing is getting the man back on the game and, trying to stop each other from attacking.
McQuinston now the man to fetch it forward from the penalty. Just takes Whitehaven over halfway. Blinkhorn's out there in a dummy half. Comes across now to Brad Brennan. Brennan tries to keep his legs pumping, but the big man's taken down just short of the Swinton 40. I didn't really play that correctly. He's got away with it. Newbegin now with ball in hand. 32 metres out here are Whitehaven. Blinkhorn's going to dive out from dummy half. He makes 7 or 8 metres. Does the hooker. Newbegin's going to dive in now at dummy half. Comes left into the hands of Burns. Burns back inside to Brad Brennan. Brennan looking to get his arm free for the offload. It's going to be the 5 and last. The 15 metres out. Centre field going to go left into the hands of Kieran Tyler. Tyler going to put the little kick in behind, and it's going to have to be dealt with. Just runs dead there. Was it? It was Bickerdike that was trying to get there before it went dead, but it was just a little bit too much on it. And they fetch the ball forward to Swinton, take the tap, and it'll be Ellis Anderson, a man who's got 10, 11, 12 metres before being brought down there by Conor Holliday and Jack Newbegin.
Yeah, it was nearly the perfect set. I mean, obviously from half a yard that it went over there and give the Swinton guy his due there. He had the nerve to let that ball just go over the line there. So obviously it's their turn to clear the ball from me, but as I say, it's two teams going hard at it.
Swinton can continue to fetch this ball forward. Gav Rodden is a man that's put down onto his back, still short of halfway here. Taylor and Newbegin involved in that tackle. Porter still in a dummy half. Comes across then to Shingler. Brennan's involved, Blinkhorn's involved, and Shingler's brought down just. Well, he plays it on halfway, sends to Phil, goes right to Tommy Porter. Now finds Sidlow. Sidlow's going to make 10 metres. Put down there. Says it's knocked down. Is it going to be a fresh set of 6? It isn't a fresh set of 6. Wasn't played at. So it's going to be a 5 and last. Turnbull and Holiday involved on the tackle on Abram. Porter's in there at dummy half. 30 metres out. Comes across to Roberts. Roberts will get the kick in, the fullback. Jay Wotherall's underneath it. Takes it. Does the former Hensingham and Waff Brown man, and they're trying to push him towards touch there to Wotherall, and he's able to hit the floor, and it'll be Tyler that dives in at dummy half, 7 or 8 metres away from his own line, but only 2 or 3 metres away from the Popular side touch line, as Bickerdike's going to be wrapped up here. Whitehaven's got some work to do. Mitchell Todd comes in off the opposite wing to try and fetches it forward, bounces off one tackle, does well there, does Todd, and is now just over the 10 metre line, but third tackle. Blinkhorn's in there at dummy half. Keeps telling them to stay on side as referee Scott Michalauskas. I'm saying, point out, you've got to stay on side. Blinkhorn with the offload into the hands of Blinkhorn. Blinkhorn's now taken down, 42 metres away now from his own line. Got to be a penalty or a 6 again. 6 again in favour of Whitehaven. Tyra now finds McQuinston. McQuinston will be taken down eventually just over the halfway line, the former Millen man. Blinkhorn's in at dummy half, comes across now to Aaron Turnbull. Turnbull maybe caught high there from Sidlow. Scott Michalauskas not interested. The Popular side is getting really involved with this tie. It's what Haven need. They're 6-0 down at the moment. Burns. That is a shot and a half on Jack Newbeggin. And in the meantime, Lynch, and then Burns is put down by Lynch. Fantastic shot there on Jack Newbeggin. All legal, of course. Ant Walker's now getting introduced by Paul Wood. Pete, it's getting tasty out there.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, with Ant Walker coming on as well, I mean, he'll mix it up a bit as well.
Goes right now into the hands of Louis Roberts. Roberts steps up on the Haven defence. Ant Walker, the first introduction from Paul Wood from the bench. Comes across now to Walker. Big man meets big man as Brennan meets Walker. Holiday fetches him down alongside Newbeggin and Brennan. Comes left into the hands of Rodin, and then there's a gap there for Aaron Lynch, and Lynch is in for his second of the afternoon on this left hand side, and the Lions lead 10 points to 0, and all stems from what was a fantastic shot on Jack Newbeggin. Ball was lost, and from the resultant set, Swinton are over on the left hand side. Haven 0, Lions 10.
Yeah, there was some real good defence from Swinton, and really that defence has got them that try from there. But it was a great ball to Ant Walker, and I think he pulled about 3 people in. The ball just went to the left hand side, and the oncoming second row just had not really any problem putting it down. He was just there, and he managed to get it down over the line. But as I say, they've come away with the spoils on that one, and you know it was a good finish there, and it's going to add a little insult to injury now with Rhys Breers and Jack Kellett's going to be come back on now. So again, when they do come back on, they've got to keep their head and keep the discipline.
Yeah, when Breers and Kellett getting ready to come back on, it'll be Breers off the field. It'll be Dan Abram, who of course was Swinton's usual goal kicker in previous seasons. He'll step up to the mantle, and of course we've seen what he can do from the kicking dirt. I mentioned earlier on, back in 2018, which is how long? That's 7 seasons ago. It seems like yesterday for them touchline conversions here on the Good Friday derby against Workington Town, and then through later on in the season at Derwent Park as well. But Abram will come at this right-footed, right over the chocolate blue and gold dot as it is here at the recreation ground, and it's Haven 0, Lions 12. In all fairness, Pete, it's a lead probably very much deserved.
Well, very much deserved, but I mean, I think Whitehaven's had a good say in this, but as I say, it's just been the lack of execution with them kicks that's gone over the line. Really, I mean, Swinton's had a bit more good ball than what Whitehaven have had, but I mean, Whitehaven had their chances to steal a couple of tries as well. But as I say, as it is now, it's 12-0 to Swinton. And there's 10 minutes left to go.
10 minutes left of the first half. Delayed kick-off it was here at the recreation ground. And now ball will be fetched forward by Adam Sidlow. Fantastic signing for this level, Adam Sidlow, isn't it? Of course, Super League experienced. Would have played here in the cup tie when you played Toronto, I think, when you're involved down here at the recreation ground as well, Pete. He's well travelled, and he'll be a fantastic signing for Paul Wood's side this season.
Well, yeah, as I say, he's got that experience with all these young lads that's around him, and if they can take something from him, I mean, he'll be there at the end of the day. He's played 30 minutes here, so I'd imagine he'll play the next 10.
Walker comes across, that was forward to Sidlow from Adam Walker. And then it's going to be, to add injury to insult, Whitehaven will already feel hard done by. There will be a penalty to Swinton for a ball strip from Connor Holliday. When you lose the ball, you potentially think it should be a forward pass, and then you end up giving a penalty away on that following tackle. It's going to start just getting into the heads of Whitehaven here. As Breeze will look to find touch, it's just going to find touch. But it will be 32 metres out from the Whitehaven line here. The referee, so the touch judge put the ball away because there was another ball then on the field, and then the players threw it off and said, no, I want that ball instead. Lynch takes the tap, then finds now Breers, comes across then to Ant Walker. Kellett's there, Blinkhorn's there, Turnbull's involved.
That's what Ant Walker will do. He'll pull 3 people in, and there'll be a gap somewhere down the line.
So it's now where Mitch Cox will look to fetch it forward. Comes left into the hands of Abram. Abram takes it to the line, therefore finding Breers. Breers now finds Tommy Porter. Porter then finds Lynch. Steps back inside him for his hat-trick is Lynch, but it's going to be looking for the offload. Porter wasn't expecting it, which he really should have been, and it's going to be scrum down head and feet to Whitehaven on their own 10 metres following that knock-on from Tommy Porter.
Yeah, they've had a bit of success on this left-hand side, and obviously they've got a couple of tries from there, so obviously, I mean, he wasn't paying attention there to get that ball, and really, it's give Whitehaven that. So they've just took the foot off the gas for Whitehaven, but they need something before half-time to get them back in the game.
Scrum's fed by Newbegin, comes out to the base of the scrum to Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdike sort of slips in the soft pitch out there at the recreation ground, and now into the hands of McQuinston. Well, McQuinston's wrapped up pretty much straight away. Now finds Brad Brennan, and he'll just push off Beardsworth. Keeps his legs pumping, does the big man. He's going to play the ball 30 metres out. Blinkhorn's in there at dummy half, trying to get around Beardsworth, but he's not going to. 15 short of halfway here to Haven. Tyra's in there at dummy half, potentially looking for the 40-20. Won't have the right angle on it, but it means the winger Hyam and Roberts have to come back the fullback. Hyam's the man to collect, and he's going to get away from Blinkhorn and Kellett. Newbegin gets involved there as well, and he'll play this ball 18 metres away from his own line. Anderson now comes in off the opposite wing to try and help his side forward here and give his forwards a bit of a break. 33 and a half gone in the first half, 6.5 to go. Incorrect play of the ball, wasn't looking at it, was referee Scott Michalauskas. Was too busy telling a Whitehaven player you're going to be offside. Plays the ball with Louis Roberts. Porter goes right and finds Ant Walker. Kellett, and that's going to be a penalty. I think it's going to say he's took him over the horizontal. I'll be honest, he's took himself over. He's got up laughing as Ant Walker. That tells you all you need to know.
It takes some doing lifting that guy, I'll tell you something. I mean,
he's a big man. I was actually saying, compared to what I was saying at the back end of the last season, he's actually lost a little bit of weight as Ant Walker, compared to what we're seeing him, obviously seeing him last season when he was at Widnes, and I think he spent a bit of time at Swinton as well. Kick to touch will come from Rhys Breers, and it'll be started exactly 40 metres out from the Whitehaven line. It'll be Lynch to take the tap, finds Breers, and they're going to make a second interchange here as Jordan Brown is going to be introduced at Swinton. Sidlow will play the ball eventually, comes left into the hands of Rodden. Rodden looks to find Lynch, but elects to keep hold of it himself, does the experienced second row. Sidlow's the man to leave the field. Jordan Brown replaces him, goes right into the hands of Breers. Breers then finds Walker, now out to Dan Abram. There's gaps there, and Louis Roberts is nearly through one of them gaps on that right hand side, taken down 11-12 metres out. 10 in from the popular side touchline, elect to go down the short side into the hands of Mitch Cox. Cox is just going to be brought down. Play it, comes left into the hands of Abram, just had to wait, comes now left to Ant Walker. Walker nearly through there. He is through. He's on Walker. He was looking for the offload. He's going to be taken down. It's the 5 and last. Breers looks to shape the dummy. He's going to look to go himself, and he is going to be wrapped up. Good defence there from Whitehaven, but it looked like for a second Big Ant Walker wasn't going to be stopped.
Well, that's what he's on for. He was obviously to make a few holes in the Whitehaven defence, and and he's pulling 2 and 3 men in, as I've said from before. But it's about 5 or 6 minutes now till half time, and Whitehaven's doing it tough on their 5 yards away from their own try line, and they really need something just to get them back in the game for this second half.
Brad Brennan was trying to do that, but he's just been brought down at the last second there by the recently introduced Jordan Brown. Blinkhorn's in there at dummy half, and then finds Mitchell Todd, who's on the opposite side of the field now, just trying to help his side out, coming off the wing to help them take Whitehaven forward there. Good positional play and good work from the newly signed man from Lauca. Blinkhorn's in at dummy half as McQuinston plays the ball 30 metres out from their own line. Kellett looks to run it forward, but hasn't made too many metres forward there as Jack Kellett. It's a 5 and last on Whitehaven on that own 30. Newbegin then comes across to Connor Holliday. Holliday over the top then to Mitchell Todd. Todd then. It's got to be. What's it going to be? We're going to have a left, right, knock on, not a knock on. Don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be. Is it a Haven ball? Is it a Swinton ball? Not too sure. It's going to be a Haven ball. I don't see how that is going to be a Haven ball. I'm not awful sure how it is a Haven ball, but I'll tell you what, Anthony Moneyside will take it, Peter.
Well, they're going to say that. I mean, you always get from the back of the stand here Philip Barwire shouting offside and forward pass, and on that occasion for Whitehaven, it was quite embarrassing being 2 or 3 yards forward. But as I say, they've got away with it. It's maybe one of them things that they're going to have to do.
Looking for the kick, Jay Weatherall. It'll be on the chase, and it's going to be. It's come off the hands of a Swinton man, and he was offside. He was, yeah. I was fully expecting the call straight away. I don't know why. However, 3 or 4 minutes before half time, that you're looking to go for the kick on first tackle when you've barely had any ball, Peter. That is a little bit of a brain fade.
It's poor by any standards. As I say, you've 3 or 4 minutes to go for to put some pressure on the Swinton line, and they chose to put the kick in, and really the kick wasn't on. He was 2 or 3 yards offside from when we see it, and it was well picked up by the referee.
I mean, we've seen it work under John Gawley last season in completely different circumstances when it's going to bounce. You're on a 4G pitch, or it's a hard pitch out there. It's a soft pitch in the middle of January. You are not going to get the bounce you need to try and get it back. In the meantime, Swinton will look to fetch his ball forward. They're on halfway. Comes into the hands now with Breers, who comes across to Gav Rodden. Holliday involved. Brennan's involved in that tackle. Fetches Rodden down to on the Haven 40, the defensive 40. Breers now pops it up. Will be taken down there, and what a long way. That's maybe why they went for it. Well, to be fair, we're a long way away. We still make there's 90 seconds to go. So unless we've missed a stoppage when or where we stopped in, there wasn't an actual stoppage, but it is half time here at the Recreation Ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online. It is Haven 0, Lions 12. In this second half, Abram collections. Ant Walker to fetch his ball forward. Nearly through Kellett there was Walker, but done well to hold on before Turnbull and Blinkhorn helped him Walker to the ground there. His second tackle when the Swinton man plays the ball here. Beardsworth is still out there from the start. It's now the Swinton man taken down once more. McQuinston and Brennan involved, plays it 30 metres out to half time into Judge. Jordan Pagger has come on to the field, and imagine he looks to have replaced Tommy Porter out there. Pagger has gone made 10, 12, 13, 15, 17 metres now from dummy half. It's a 5 and last, and he'll play this 42 metres out. Abram's had to dive in a dummy half on the 5 and last. Breers gets the kick away a little bit hurriedly, but it's going to be allowed to bounce, and he bounces kindly into the hands of Jordan Burns, and Burns will look to fetch his forward, but he's going to be marked there 12 metres out from his own line. A fantastic opening set from Swinton. Great
stuff there. I mean, obviously Jordan Parker, he made some real good yards from there. He made, as you're saying, 17, 18 yards, and really there was nobody there to touch him, but obviously looks like he's got with Tommy Porter going off and Parker's coming on. Parker looks like he's got a good distribution. He's got a good pass on him. So obviously that's what Paul will be looking at this second half, trying to move the ball a bit more.
Looks like they've got a good choice of hookers, because obviously they haven't got George Roby out there this afternoon as well.
Well, again, George Roby's he's another one that can really rip it a bit.
Brad Brennan fetches Whitehaven forward here. He's now the 5 and last. They've made it up to halfway. Blinkhorn's in there at dummy half, goes right, back behind the halfway to Kieran Tyler. Tyler could have time to make a cup of tea before getting that kick away. It's a high spiral and bomb. It's collected well by Louis Roberts, and he's going to be fetching it forward. Blinkhorn and McQuinston meet the Swinton full back, and he'll be playing this ball 25 metres away from his own line.
Yeah, he took that well. It was a good spiral kick up there, and as I say, it was very well. He was composed underneath that ball to take it there and really give them a leg up on this second set in the second half.
Continue to fetch the ball forward now. Do the Lions in this orange away shirt that will pretty much remind you of the Netherlands or something similar, that sort of orange, as Walker floors the dummy, then gets the off all the way into the hands of Jordan Brown. He's one-on-one with Jordan Burns, gets it away, a couple of pairs of hands, now finds Reece Breeze, and Breeze will be the man that's wrapped up following Weatherall, and who else is involved there as well? Is that Jack Newbegin? It is. Still a couple of tackles left in this set. Incorrect play of the ball, no, gets away with it. Dan Abram now with ball in hand, tries to get away from his opposite number, McQuinston, both with 19 on the shirt. Weatherall's involved there as well. It is the 5 and last, 22-23 metres out. It's going to come right into the hands of Mitch Cox. They're going to go for it. Cox then looks to get the throw forward, turned his back there, and it's going to be Brad Brennan. Bickerdike coming down this left hand side, looks to step back inside, doesn't want to be pierced into touch. Done well there, did Bickerdike, trying to get up and get a fast play of the ball. Got to be a penalty. Referee Scott Michalowski says no, get on with it. Jay Weatherall now the man to fetch it forward, and he's taken down 7 or 8 metres short of halfway. Blinkhorn in a dummy half.
I think they were just trying to spot Brad Brennan on that far side there, but on the back of that, I mean, they've got a penalty for being offside and they're being a bit overzealous in the line speed. But as I say, it's Whitehaven's turn now, just to be a bit patient and just look after this ball and obviously try and come away with something. If they don't, the next best thing is just putting that ball over the line.
Newbegin found touch
with a kick,
and it'll be Whitehaven starting 15 metres out. Whitehaven need points. They need them at the start of this first half. Can this be the opportunity? Weatherall finds Bickerdike, who will then take the tap. Tyler takes it standing still and finds McQuinston. McQuinston's going to be put down onto his back, 12 metres out, just to the left hand side of the post, attacking the Kells end. Goes towards the middle now with Brad Brennan, then comes across to Aaron Turnbull. He hits the chest of Turnbull, and it's going to be just waiting yet for the knock on, and it's gone dead. Whitehaven not able to keep it in the field of play, so it's going to be a tap 20, and Blinkhorn was in front, so it means Louis Roberts gets 20 metres there. Well, it can't be all off if he's gone 10 metres. I can hear Paul Wood shouting behind us, all offside. Well, even you know, Paul, that it's 10 metres for offside, but it's going to be pushed back here. Is it Aaron Lynch? Yes, it is.
That was just the execution that I was talking about there. I mean, Brad Brennan took that ball in there. Obviously he's got to choose to weight his pass when he's coming onto it, and obviously it hit the Whitehaven attacker's chest, and he just bounced off, and really it's give them another leg up from there. But if they can force a bit more pressure on the Swinton line, they might crack.
Goes left from dummy half into the hands of Walker. Walker gets away from 1, 2 and 3. Number 3, which is Blinkhorn, gets re-involved and able to fetch him down. He's been a handful since he's been introduced from the bench as Walker. Dan Abram looking for the ball over the top and finds Ellis Anderson, and it's now a foot race down this left hand side, and ball and all tackle from Jordan Burns. Weatherall now should be able to try and get the ball away, and we're going to come back, and it's going to be a 3 play. We're not going to come back for the scrum. It will be a 7 tackle set in time for Whitehaven. Fantastic full back play from Jordan Burns.
It probably was a great tackle from Jordan Burns, but the Swinton guy there, it was just a simple 2-on-1, and it was just a walk in from there, and why he didn't pass maybe half a yard or a yard before, and I'll never know.
Aaron Turnbull now the man to fetch it forward here for Whitehaven. Blinkhorn's in a dummy half. Now Kieran Tyler comes across then to Rio McQuinston. McQuinston tries to spin out to the tackle, but being pulled down by Abram. Just onto halfway. Blinkhorn will then make 7, 8, 9 metres out of dummy half. It's the 5 and last. Kellett's in there at dummy half, goes right into the hands of Tyra. It's going to be a high spiralling kick, not exactly where he wanted it. It's going to bounce, but it bounced kindly for Mitchell Todd. It does bounce kindly, but he wasn't able to collect it there, and it's going to be yet again just a play on rather than coming back for the scrum, and it'll be a 7 tackle set to the visitors. Now throwing it inside to Louis Roberts. Roberts will be the man to try and fetch it forward. That will be 0 tackle. Attendance of 908 here at the recreation ground this afternoon, just confirmed. As Swinton continue to fetch the ball forward, it's Haven 0, Lions 12. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online goes left into the hands then of Jordan Brown, one of a few that stayed with the Lions from last season. Coming back towards the middle now with Breers. Is he going to be looking for the 40-20? He's going to be looking for the 40-20. Can he get the angle? He hasn't got the angle, but Weatherall's going to have to get back and deal with it. It's within 10 metres of his own line here. Is Weatherall. He's going to try and get away from the oncoming defenders. He's not going to be able to get away from Max McGuckin. Plays the ball. Kieran Tyra looks to go from dummy half himself and is being wrapped up after a metre or so. Burns is in there at dummy half. Comes across now to Ethan Bickerdike.
It's really energy sapping. You just see the Whitehaven lad just coming back now. Jack Kellett's not even back yet from the kick, and they're on the 4th tackle.
Brad Brennan, the man to now fetch it forward here for Whitehaven. This is the 4th tackle now, still short of their own 30. Blinkhorn goes himself. Kellett was an option there, but didn't elect to use him, and it's now the 5 and last, just over their own 30. And it'll be Tyra once more. Sorry, Kieran Tyra, and that again, that's a long kick from Tyra, but he's got all day to get under it there. Has Harry Hyam, and he fetches it forward with Blinkhorn and Kellett's involved, as is Newbeggin, and they're going to put the Swinton man down 28 metres away from his own line. Swinton getting ready to reintroduce Adam Sidlaw.
Yeah, with Adam Sidlaw come down there, I mean, you think Ant Walker's going to, I think he's got about 5 minutes left in him as well to come back in, but he's just standing there and being a bit of a pedestrian. But as I say, his balls are the balls that you're going to take in to get them forward, and really to cause some mayhem in the Whitehaven defence.
Jordan Brown now the man to fetch it forward here for Swinton. Put down onto his front, a couple of metres short of halfway. Comes now across to Sidlaw, pops it up to Walker. That's a mismatch if ever I've seen one. Josh Blinkhorn on Ant Walker, wow. But he done well there to keep holding Blinkhorn, and Brad Brennan helped him complete the tackle. It's the 5 and last. Abraham gets the kick away. Jordan Burns will be underneath it. Floodlights are eventually getting switched on here. It's practically dark at the recreation ground before these floodlights are getting switched on. But Jordan Burns is the man going to be wrapped up, and Whitehaven starting in a better position here, being 30 metres out on the first tackle, Peter.
Yeah, it's a bit of to and fro on both teams for me, and as I said, there could have been a couple of scoring chances on both teams, obviously with the 2-on-1 just in the corner, and with Brad Brennan put that ball from to the second row's hands from before. So really we've had a couple of chances there, but they're both batting it out now in the middle of the field.
4th tackle, Brennan will be the man to play the ball short of the Swinton 40. Comes across now to McQuinston. McQuinston looked for an option on this left hand side. There wasn't an awful lot there, so he'll like to take it on himself, and he's done well there as the former England community Lion. 30 metres out, it's the 5 and last. Comes right into the hands of Tyra. Tyra puts it kick towards the corner. Jay Weatherall's going to be on the trace, trying to put plenty of pressure on, and could have been a penalty there for the winger coming across, Ellis Anderson. Referee Scott Michalowski's not interested in it. Just deviate his path at just the last second there, did Anderson. Not enough, however, says referee Scott Michalowskis.
Well, I think maybe that's what happened in the first half. What Jay Weatherall was doing there, but there's a knock on. It's going to
be a knock on. Josh Blinkhorn will go and put the ball down, but the whistle's already being called for, and is the opportunity? It is the opportunity that Whitehaven need to try and get points, to try and put pressure on this Swinton side. Jay Weatherall's down here, he's on his haunches, he's back up, he's okay. You can hear the shouts from the dugout down there from Swinton saying one set. I say the Swinton dugout, I've done a disrespect to Mickey Hyam there, haven't I? He's involved alongside Paul Wood, 2 Super League legends involved in the Swinton Lions at these days. And it'll be a scrum down head and feet to Haven, however. Centre field. Blinkhorn comes right into the hands of Newbeggin. Newbeggin throws a dummy and looks to go himself there. Does Jack Newbeggin. Jack Newbeggin trying to force his way over. And he's just going to be held up. It takes 4 Swinton Lions defenders to do so. Blinkhorn's in there at dummy half. He's got himself. Josh Blinkhorn's got over his first appearance in a Whitehaven shirt, and Blinkhorn is over, the former Millen man, and he reduces the deficit at the Kells end. We've just gone into the 52nd minute here at the recreation ground. It's Whitehaven 4, Lions 12.
Yeah, it's something that they've needed. But as I say, it came from a dive over from McNapack, which likes a Paul Wood and his coaching staff. They won't be too pleased with that, because what you're told is, look after the play of the ball, look at the dummy half when he's going to run, cut him off and whatever. And what he's done is just sort of sneaked over from there, and really, it's a poor try on Whitehaven's part, but that's a good one, because it's got them back in the game. So Swinton are they're looking a bit leg weary there now, as Whitehaven were. But I was just a bit concerned before when Whitehaven were fetching out there. There was no options put for the runners coming out there. So it's one of them, and they've made a change now. Mason Luthwaite's come on, and he's took McQuiston off, so it's down to Mason to cause a bit of havoc down Swinton's right hand side, Whitehaven's left.
Conversion added from Kieran Tyrer, reduces the deficit. It's now Whitehaven 6, Swinton 12, and of course Mason, one of your own, Pete. He's a player I've always liked when I've seen him in a Kel shirt. He's now getting his opportunity at the pro game.
Yeah, it's down to him to see what he can do now. Obviously, he's got to take that line on that. You were a professional now, so what you've got to be doing, you can't be doing what you used to be an amateur.
Kick-off comes collected by Jack Newbegin, and I'll be Aaron Turnbull to fetch it forward. Former Kells and Hensington man, another man who's represented England Community Lions, plays the ball, a little bit scruffly I would say, but gets away with it. Mitchell Todd.
Most important set of the day now for Whitehaven, Jordan. They've got to finish on a good step here from moving it through.
Brad Brennan will be the man to take him forward here, keeps his legs pumping, does the big man, and he's made probably 6, 7, 8 post contact meters there. Blinkhorn's in at dummy half, goes right now into the hands of Kellerton. Is this the shot in the arm that Whitehaven needs? Kellett plays the ball. Blinkhorn's going to dive out of dummy half and has to go on his own. There wasn't an awful lot there in chocolate blue and gold, but made 10, 11, 12 metres. It is the 5 and last. Kellett will dive in at dummy half. 40 metres out from the Swinton line, comes to Tyrer. Tyrer's going to put the kick up, end over end. Luthwaite's on the chase. Biggerdike's on the chase. And fantastic ball and all tackle from Mason Luthwaite. What a way to introduce yourself from the bench.
It's only a winger, man, he's hitting. It's only a winger. He may be hitting them big lads just like he's hit that winger, but no, it's a good finish, and that's what I was saying. That's what Whitehaven wanted there. A good positive finish to that set.
Which need to try and pin Swinton down here. It's the third tackle, and they're not over their own 20 here. Are the Lions? Can they keep them in this sort of area? Also, that Swinton haven't played any pre-season games yet. Will that come into the reckoning in terms of match fitness going into the second half? Defence is on top. Mason Luthwaite's really up for it out there as he tries to get the charge down from Rhys Breers, and it's going to bounce and go past Burns. It was a wicked kick, but Burns is able to collect, and it means Whitehaven will be looking to start this and find. He's going to find broken field there. It's Jordan Burns. Jordan Burns away from one. Now finds Jay Weatherall. Weatherall's 1-on-1. Nearly there. Away there is Jay Weatherall. Whitehaven on the front foot now. Blinkhorn is in there at dummy half, goes himself, comes down the short side. Bickerdike is there. Put down onto his back is Bickerdike. Just about to tick over into the 56th minute. Haven 6, Lions 12. Tyrer now finds Mason Luthwaite, gets away from one. Takes 3 to fetch him down. 15 metres out now, in line just with the left hand side post, attacking the Kells end. Blinkhorn goes right into the hands now of Brad Brennan. Pushes one man off there, does Brennan, and keeps them legs pumping. He's going to become a firm fan's favourite and carry on doing that week in, week out. Will Brad Brennan. Blinkhorn goes right into the hands of Newbegin. Newbegin over the top, and Mitchell Todd in the right hand side corner. It's back to back tries for Whitehaven. He scored last week, he now scores on his professional competitive debut, does Mitchell Todd. It's Whitehaven's second of the afternoon. They've reduced the deficit to 2. It's Haven 10, Lions 12. This cup tie is on.
Yeah, great play from Whitehaven. As I said, we got a positive end to that set there, and it was good vision from the half back there. I think it was Jack Newbegin that put that ball over for Mitchell Todd to score in the far corner, and Whitehaven's got the upper hand now, and they need to keep this momentum going. But as I was saying, they've just got to remain calm and not having any brain explosions and trying to do that. They've got back in the game there, which which is what they've been wanting. It's what Anthony Murray will be telling them. The message will have gone on to Neil Fraser, just to calm yourselves down, just to eke the sets up and finish positively on the back end of this. So, he's got what he's wanted. He's more or less got within 2 points of it, barring the goal kick.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online, 56.5 minutes gone. Kieran Tyra lining up the conversion from the touchline. Remember when I said Dan Abraham had done it pretty much from that position?
Don't curse it, Jordan.
I'm not going to curse it, but that's where Dan Abraham kicked from. Kieran Tyra just falls short. It's 2 points the gap here at the recreation ground, but as I've said, Peter, this cup tie is on, and that huge swinging carrot of Warrington coming here to the recreation ground or to Sale in a couple of weeks is in the sights of these two sides.
Yeah, as I say, Whitehaven's got the upper hand now. They've been doing the right things in these last 5 or 6 minutes, so that's what got them back in the game. But it's still a cup tie, and both these teams will be hammering it out all till the end of the game.
Being forced into a change here of Swinton. Is that 2 changes I think they've been forced into? Because Beardsworth has just gone onto the field, and I think Ant Walker's been added on there now as well. Swinton man who it is down this left hand side, behind us, I can't see who it is, but that means they've only got 1 interchange left in the final 22.5 minutes. Burns collects the kick-off. Turnbull will now be the man to fetch it forward. So they're down to 1 interchange in the final 20 minutes. When you've played no pre-season games, it's not Paul Wood, I'd imagine, what Paul Wood would have wanted.
Especially, on the state of the pitch that Whitehaven's got now, you're going to cramp up even more so. And as I said, with them not having any games there, they're going to find it tough.
Chris Taylor will be the man to play the ball here, 25 metres away from his own line. Kellett's in there in the middle, now finds Brad Brennan, gets the offload to Kellett, and it's going to come down off the Swinton man. It's going to be a knock-on. It should be a knock-on here in favour. It should be a scrum down in feed, head and feed in favour of Whitehaven. Says it's been knocked down, scrum down, head and feed, Whitehaven, yes. You could see the Whitehaven players there, they were a little bit suspenseful, as I don't know which way this is going here, but it has gone in favour of them. 21.5 minutes to the full-time hooter as we make it 2 points in favour of Swinton.
Well, I've seen them go the other way, and at times, was that pass on, and really it probably wasn't with a load of people around him, but as I say, they've got the ball now, and what they need to do is just keep their heads.
Blinkhorn in at dummy half, now finds Aaron Turnbull trying to spin out that tackle. There is Turnbull, he's done well there as Aaron Turnbull made more metres going backwards than he did going forwards. Did Turnbull just over halfway, comes left to Tyra, going to go himself there as Kieran Tyra was trying to look for someone on his right hand shoulder. There wasn't particularly anyone there in support, so he's being wrapped up 35 metres out. Blinkhorn's in there at dummy half, goes right towards the middle now with Brad Brennan, gets it away, seeing that Sidlow was there and was like, I don't want anything to do with you, but found the gap and found Aaron Turnbull, left it on his head. Do you go for 2?
Of course you do.
Yeah, straight away Anthony Murray puts it up, goes for 2. Aaron Turnbull was dropped onto his head, wasn't too far from the ground, so I don't think we'll see anything further, but it's just going for 2 there are Whitehaven, and they were just waiting to add the kick and tee on. Gus Fraser was running on there, and the fourth official said they haven't officially gone for 2 yet, you're going to have to wait. But Whitehaven are electing to go for goal, and this will, if Kieran Tyra can add it on, will level the scores, and it's become a totally different game in this last 8 minutes, Pete.
Yeah, of course it will. I mean, as I said, they've got the chance now to level scores, and psychologically, that does something to you. Whereas both teams are, they're still scrapping it out for anything that they can get their hands on. But I wouldn't thought that Kieran Tyra have any trouble now just slotting this over from about 30 yards, 35.
Kieran Tyra, 28 metres out, dead centre at the Kells end. Will take his time, go through his routine. Got one lone Swinton fan, it sounds like, trying to put him off. We are scores level in the cup tie as we've just gone past the hour mark here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. It is Whitehaven 12, Swinton Lions 12. That carrot, as I keep mentioning, Warrington at home in a couple of weeks, which, if you can market it right and get enough fans in, could pretty much pay for your season, Pete. That carrot is there dangling for both sides.
Yeah, as I say, I've got Whitehaven running at about 95% this half, and Swinton's had 7 sets and they've completed all but 2 of them. So as I said, both teams are really going at it for one another.
Kick-off, opposite side of the field this time, collected on the full by Tyra, as Jordan Thompson will look to fetch it forward now. He's been brought down to about 15 metres away from his own line. Blinkhorn in at dummy half. Mason Lufweit now looking to fetch this ball forward. Trying to get his arm free there was Lufweit, but elects to keep hold of it instead. 26, 27 metres away from his own line. Brad Brennan once more. Look to fetch it forward. There's plenty in reinforcements on Brad Brennan on that occasion, but still finds plenty of post-contact metres.
He's took some good ballers, Brad Brennan. I mean, them's the type of guys that you need in the trenches there, and he's took a lot of good ball there to ease off his pack.
The popular side screaming for something on following the tackle there on Conor Holliday, but nothing forthcoming. Couldn't see anything from where we are, as Jack Callett's now wrapped up just short of halfway at centre field. It's the 5 and last, and it now comes to Newbegin. Newbegin will eventually get the kick away, and it's going to be collected on the full by Harry Hyam. And it is Blinkhorn that's there, Weatherall that's there, and they're going to pin him 12-13 metres away from his own line here. And the Swinton players struggling to get him back. So it's Breers, I think, now will be the man to fetch it forward. So it's not Breers, it's centre on this side. Could it be Max McGuckin? Abram gets the ball, spins it across, and nearly through. There was a Swinton man, but Brad Brennan's able to dive on him. Newbegin involved in the tackle as well. Goes left once more. Calling for something there on the popular side. Swinton players calling for potentially a ball strip. There's Ant Walker. Calls a forward. It wasn't. On that occasion it actually wasn't. It is the 5 and last, and Whitehaven have restricted Swinton to their own 40. Comes across now to Breers. Breers will get it end over end. Jordan Burns is quite happy to allow that one to bounce. Bounces kindly. No, it doesn't. And it's Weatherall that comes to get it. I just had to take his time there, did Jay Weatherall. And Weatherall put down onto his back. 22-23 metres out. 16 and a half minutes to go. Jordan Burns in there at dummy half. Couldn't nearly fell over the man. Remo Quinston's only going to have a short break and is going to be reintroduced. As it's now Jordan Thompson now looking to fetch his forward for Whitehaven. I'm struggling to see which bald man it is taking it forward. There's 3-4 of them out there for Whitehaven. That one is Jordan Thompson. Kellett now is the man to fetch it forward here for Whitehaven. No mistaking him with them long locks of his. Put down onto his front. 4 metres short of halfway. Blinkhorn comes across now to Jordan Thompson one more. Back to back carries from Thompson. Put down onto his back. It's the 5 and last. Blinkhorn in there at dummy half. 16 minutes to go. Comes across to Tyra. Tyra's going to put the kick in. Bounces kindly into the hands of Louis Roberts, and he'll fetch it forward. Blinkhorn's there alongside Ethan Bickerdike and Mason Lufweit. And it will be clear the ball 27-28 metres away from their own line. Continue to fetch his ball forward now with the Lions.
Again, concentration's needed off Whitehaven. They've not to give a silly penalty away to try and give Swinton some easy yards to get downfield. They've just got to be smart in what they're doing.
It'll be Ellis Anderson who coming off the opposite wing to take that ball forward. Comes across now, a couple of pairs of hands. That Shingler, I think, will be the man looking to try and fetch it forward here. So a couple of tackles left in the bank. 5 short, 6 short of halfway. Comes across now to Dan Abram. Abram goes for the early kick. Tries to get there and does get there on the full. Does Jordan Burns. Runs it forward, does Burns. And he's been pulled down 30 metres away from his own line, trying to get up and get a fast play of the ball. Tyra's in there at dummy half. Now Bickerdike. Conor Holliday's the man to have left the field. Seems to be struggling there. Does Holliday as he sits onto the floor. Rio McQuinston's the man that goes back out there. Blinkhorn in at dummy half. Brad Brennan potentially forward. Gone back. It is a knock on Brennan. And that is, you've said, the mistake that Swinton will have been searching for, the error that Whitehaven didn't want, and give Swinton the opportunity here to try and get back in front. 14 and a half minutes to the full-time hooter.
Well, in the first place, I thought the Whitehaven guy was offside because, the pass from the half-back from there and really, you should be switching on for things like that. You've got the upper hand, you're on the front foot, and you've got them pegged back. But as I say, it just gives them a bit more room in the legs.
So it's McGuckin that will fetch it forward here. He's been pulled down onto his own 40. So the Haven 40. Dan Abram now Goes across to Briers. Briers and out the back. They're going early here to Swinton. Finds Roberts. Roberts gets it out. We've got to go down that left-hand side with Harry Harum. And Hyam has to hit the deck. They're less than 20 metres away now at Swinton. Into the hands now with Briers. Comes across the middle with Beardsworth. Beardsworth runs it hard and low. Too early for the drop goal, you would think. Been wrong before, however. Jordan Pagger comes right now into the hands of Ant Walker. Walker comes across then to Sidlow. Sidlow's going to try and get round. Throws the offload back into the hands of Walker. Going to go himself, he's Ant Walker. And gets the offload away. Bounces into the hands then of Shingler. Shingler hits the floor. Still a good couple of tackles left. Comes right into the hands now of Dan Abram. Comes across and out the back. There's a gap here. Has to come trying back inside, does McGuckin. McGuckin goes round one, goes round two. You heard the shout to back yourself. Still a couple of tackles. It's a 5 and last now actually. Couple of metres out and goes himself. Jordan Pagger lost the ball. Lost the ball over the line. It should be a tap 20. Yeah, it will be a tap 20. Hand over ball. Inches, mere inches. Swinton were aware there from adding another 4 points.
Yeah, both teams are scrambling around with the defence and their attack there. I mean, Ant Walker, he tried to keep the ball alive, him and Adam Sidlow in there, and obviously the second phase stuff, you can't really defend against that, because they're keeping the ball alive, and you've just got to really play what you see and defend.
Reintroductions from the bench. Luke Collins and Jake Pearce replaced Brad Brennan and Josh Blinkhorn, both who have had massive stints out there, Pete.
Yeah, as I mentioned with Brad Brennan before, he took some real good ball in from there. But
shouts of a high tackle on Chris Taylor. Collins back in there at dummy half. Looking to go himself, made 10-11 metres there as Collins, the Australian coming from Cornwall, as the grandstand give their appreciation to Brennan and Blinkhorn. We'll have a slight stoppage as he tells him to go back and play it from where he was tackled. Now comes across to Jordan Burns. Burns now finds Jake Pearce. Collins back in there. 7 or 8 metres short of halfway. It is the 5 and last. Tyler will get the kick away. And the chase is going to have to be good, and it is there from Whitehaven. There's a solid defensive line, and it's met by Ellis Anderson, and fantastic defence. That ball lost? That ball's been lost, and it's a knock on. Fantastic. And you can hear what that means behind us, and the popular side go wild. Jack Kellett celebrates like he's just scored 4 points, but the message will need to go out to keep calm. There's 11 minutes to go in this cup tie, but it currently scores level. Whitehaven 12, Lions 12, scrum down, head and feet to Haven, around 20 metres out.
Yeah, you've got to keep your head now. These are the times where obviously the game's won and lost, and you've just got to be smart, as I've mentioned from before. You've just got to play what you see. But as I say, if it's not on, you keep it for another set, and you try and try and wear the opposition down.
Comes left now into the hands of Bickerdike from the base of the scrum. Bickerdike's going to be taken down 11-12 metres out. Tyree's in there at dummy half. Goes right now into the hands of Mason Loothwaite. Bounce off the tackle, will go find Kellett. Kellett just needs to keep hold of it here, and he bounces off one, not going to bounce off a second there is Kellett. 5 metres out, just to the right hand side of the post. Collins is in there at dummy half. Comes left to Jordan Thompson. Trying to just hand fork off there is Jordan Thompson. Now put down onto his back, 2-3 metres out to the right hand side of the post. Attacking the Kells end. Comes left into the hands of Kieran Tyler. Tyler hasn't and can't get away from Mitch Cox. Lost 4 or 5 metres there. Back on their own 10 now. Whitehaven go right to Newbegin. Newbegin stands up and goes himself. Jack Mugan gets the offload away to Rio McQuinston. Just going to be hauled down is McQuinston. It's the 5 and last. Collins in there to dummy half. Looks to go himself. Luke Collins. Has he got it down? He's lost the ball there as Luke Collins. Referee Scott Michalauskas says he's lost the ball, and we've now got it. It's all on. It is all on. And we've got 25 players in there. Jack Kellett just stands on his own 20, which is probably the smartest move he's made all day, considering he was binned early on. Didn't see what happened, but Collins looked to have dived over. Referee Scott Michalauskas initially give the knock on. So whatever what happens here, it should be a Swinton ball unless anything changes.
I think Scott Mikulowskis was in the best position because he gave it right away as soon as he seen it. So there was no try there for Whitehaven. But as I said, that may be one of them pinch moments that you're going to look back on in the game and say, if we'd have been a bit clever, a bit smarter, and just played the set out, we might have got something else from it. But as I say, you'll never know now.
I think it was the 5 and last, so I don't think you can blame him for going for it, but pulled down just short or lost the ball in contact, and it's going to be a Whitehaven player, and Whitehaven are going to be down to 12 for the rest of the game. Whether it's yellow or red, I still haven't seen yet. It's Chris Taylor, I think, that's being called out. It's yellow. So Taylor sin bin. I'm still waiting to see if anyone else in orange or maybe anyone else will be getting sin binned. He's called someone else out here, referee Scott Mikulowskis. So we're definitely 12 versus 13 at the moment. Will be 12 versus 12. Referee Scott Mikulowskis just seems to be having words. I'm not too sure if it's anything further. Is he just waiting for Chris Taylor to leave the field, as they very often do, before sending the other player there as well? No. He's telling him to hurry up. I thought they were calling him back there for a second. He's telling him to hurry up, so then he can send you, and he sent the Swinton man there as well. Still not sure what it is, but however, it should be a Swinton penalty once again, if it is a penalty, and it's going to be a penalty because Chris Taylor, of course, was the first man sin binned. So it gives the Lions an opportunity to clear their lines here. Yet again, not an awful sure what it was about. I think it's a young winger on that side, Harry Hyam, who's been sent to the sin bin. So it's edge players for Whitehaven and Swinton that they've lost there, and this could be an interesting first tackle because, like I mentioned, there was 25 players involved. The only one involved that wasn't Jack Kellett. We didn't see an awful lot. No, there was nothing too tasty in that one. Chris Taylor's not happy with that one. Just down below us, you could hear him banging on the changing room door.
Again, discipline. Whitehaven need to be disciplined here on the halfway line. We're on third tackling. No daft penalties, no high tackles. What they've got to be doing is just being smart.
It'll be Shingler that takes Swinton just over halfway. Swinton have made their final change out. Walker's left the field. Ball hits the floor from the chest of Sidlaw. Rodden's going to try and rip it one-on-one, which he can rip it one-on-one all he wants, but it's going to be a scrum.
Yeah, first knock on from Adam Sidlaw, and I've been talking about one of the most experienced players, and obviously he's just took his eye off the ball literally on that occasion, and this game's to and thrown all the time. So
just saying, Pete, this spot will kill me one day. I'm telling you, it will kill me, and I'm not even out there. It's just how nerve-wracking can these games get. 6 minutes to go. Both sides down to 12. Tidy will feed the scrum. Comes down to this left-hand side in the hands of Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdike will try and work his way through and brought down just over halfway. Tidal likes to go himself there from dummy half and made 12, 13, 14 metres before being taken down. 32, 33 metres out here now are Whitehaven. Weatherall's in a dummy half. Goes right into the hands of Jake Pearce. We're in around 5.5 to go. Are we in drop goal territory? We could well be. Collins in there at dummy half. 30 metres out of Whitehaven. Comes across to Kellett. Kellett dummies and looks to go himself there. Holds off and gets the offload away. Oh, could that be a 4? Surely that. Oh.
I think Jordan Burns was just hanging around the middle there to drop that goal. But as again, there's been a brain explosion.
Looked to go for the offload, and Collins couldn't keep hold. So Swinton have the ball. Just over 5 minutes to go as we make it here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. Bear in mind, if this finishes a draw, it doesn't finish as a draw. We go to extra time to see who will host Swinton in 2 weeks' time, as Louis Roberts now looking to fetch his ball forward. Whitehaven defence on top there. Roberts taken down just short of their own 30. Breeze in there at dummy half. Sidlaw gets the offload away, and it's collected by Mason Lewis. Mason Lewis away. It's going to go under the sticks. Mason Lewis has he won it for Whitehaven. The former Kells man after Kells End takes the error from Adam Sidlaw, and Whitehaven going to be hosting Warrington in 2 weeks' time. There's still 4.5 to go, but Mason Lewis could just be Whitehaven's hero. It's Whitehaven 16, it's Swinton 12. They lead for the first time this afternoon here at the recreation ground. There's 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, he's had his impact, what he's come on the field for, but you know, he's done really well to pick that ball up from his toes, and as I say, you know, with 5 minutes to go. But really, one thing on Mason's part, he had his hand up before he put the ball down, and an old coach of mine used to say, get that ball down, you can do what you want afterwards. So as I say, you know, it's looking good here for Whitehaven there to finish off the last 5 minutes. So, but what they'll have to do now is what I've said for the whole of the second half, is be smart and look after the ball, you know, drill it into touch. That's the message that'll be coming on to from Neil Fraser. You know, we don't really need to play at a breakneck speed and looking after it, but what they've got to be doing is just looking after this ball, because what Swinton will do, they'll just throw caution to the wind, especially with them who have been down to 12 players.
Tyra taking every second he can. I don't mind saying this, I've had a text from my mum telling me to watch my heart rate. Whitehaven 18, Swinton 12. Tyra adds the extras. 6 points the advantage. We make it less than 3 minutes to go on BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online. And now the message has to be, as you've been saying, Peter, don't do anything daft, don't do anything stupid. Let's get Warrington here in a fortnight.
Yeah, they've got to be smart. But as I said, you know, rugby games like this do strange things to one another. They'll be going for a high kick up here now to try and get it back, and you know, Whitehaven have got to be clever.
It's gone the 10, and it's come off the Swinton man and goes into touch. Just need to slow it down here to Whitehaven. We make it 2 minutes 15 to the full-time hooter. This is BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online, BBC Sport app and website. Anthony Murray's come down just to make sure his message is getting across in this final couple of minutes from his position at the back of the stand. Of course, these days it isn't a scrum down, it's just a handover ball, so
this will be the slowest set of the day.
It can take the full 2 minutes for all everyone will care, Peter. It's Jordan Thompson who'll play the ball. Collins is in there at dummy half. Jake Pearce is now the man to take it forward. Collins will be in there at dummy half. Goes right into the hands of Jordan Thompson. Up the jumper, rugby league time. As it is for Whitehaven, they are 90 seconds from having Super League opposition here at the recreation ground in 2 weeks' time. Kellett, and he's through. Jack Kellett. Jack Kellett, can he just secure it? He elects to run at Louis Roberts. He's through there. Jack Kellett. Jack Kellett is over. Whitehaven will, I repeat, will host Warrington here in a fortnight's time. He couldn't get his try at the back end of last season, could Jack Kellett, but he's more than made up for it there. It's Whitehaven 22, it is Swinton Lions 12, and Sam Burgess and the boys will be here at the recreation ground in 2 weeks' time. Fantastic for Whitehaven from where they were only 4 to 5 months ago. They will get the opportunity to host the Super League Giants next weekend, but more importantly, Anthony Murray's side pick up the victory here. It is Whitehaven 22, Swinton Lions 12.
Yeah, great try from Jack Kellett. Obviously, you know, he made the break. One of the Swinton lads tried to jump out the line, and obviously he just saw that gap, went through that gap, come to the fullback. I thought the ball was going to be dead, but he just put his shoulder in there, put him down there, and obviously he scored to the left hand side of the post. So, you know, it's more or less confirmed it now that, you know, Whitehaven will be playing Warrington in the next round of this cup. So well done to Jack Kellett on that occasion. He took his try really well.
Time's up as we make it. Kieran Tyra will look to tag on the extras for all. It doesn't really matter, but Kieran Tyra will look to tag on the extras. Are we having the hooter? Not just yet. So we're into injury time as we make it here at the recreation ground, but it is Whitehaven 24, Swinton 12. From where this club were 4 to 5 months ago, many thought that could have been the end of Whitehaven. Those have worked hard behind the scenes to get a side onto the field, and their reward will be Warrington here in 2 weeks' time at the recreation ground. Mason Lufwit will collect the kickoff. Look to fetch it forward within injury time. No idea how long's left.
Yeah, the last 5 sets of Swinton have more or less really cost them the game. But you know, Whitehaven's done really well to dig in, and especially being from 12-0 down to finish up with 22-12. So they've did really well on this occasion. But they've just got to finish this game off and take the plaudits from everybody.
Whitehaven continue to fetch the ball forward. So we were short in the first half, and now we're over in the second half. So I pretty much will make it. That might be about right.
He's going to equal it up, I think.
Yeah, wait and see. So Mason Lufwit will be the man to fetch it forward.
Drill it into touch here now.
Still waiting. 10 seconds to go, says timekeeper Gareth Hewitt. The hoot is about to sound. Will we get time for the scrum? I don't think anyone's particularly bothered. Hands on the hooter from Gareth Hewitt. Full time here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven come back from 12-0 down at the break. 4 tries in the second half. Josh Blinkhorn, Mitchell Todd, Kieran Tardid added the penalty goal, but then 2 late tries from Mason Lufwit and Jack Kellett, all of which were playing community rugby league last season. What a fairy tale story it is for Whitehaven. I've already said it, in case you haven't, their reward in 2 weeks' time is Warrington here at the recreation ground. And as it was 3 years ago when they welcomed St Helens, it's all about the occasion. It will all be about the occasion. But as I said, Peter, from where this club were 4 or 5 months ago, many thought that might have been the end. It's a reward for everyone who has put the work in behind the scenes.